ATK Brave Souls, PvP, Brave Battles, tier list, let's go, let's see the best units, the worst units, but the best skills, the best units for PvP. Learn which are the best units in Bleach, Brave Souls. Who is the meta? What is the meta in PvP right now nowadays in Bleach, Brave Souls? Let's discover together. Let's see the new units, maybe the new chat rock 1000 Year Old Warfare or Sa, Tatakauka, Wangamaba, Yhwach, maybe Yhwach, maybe chat, what do you think about it? Let's discover in a PvP tier list in a deep review about it. Hope that you enjoy Bleach Brave Souls players. Remember to smash the like, subscribe the channel if you enjoy the tier list, if you enjoy the Bleach Brave Souls tips for the PvP. Let's go, let's start the show with a good Bankai, forever and ever, for the Quincy power, because we are still Bleach, Quincy in our blotto, and the 1000 Year Old Warfare is here. Come on, good Bankai, good scream, all together. Se no. BANKAI!
ようこそ。さあ、我が名はYhwach。ザ・バランス、命を捨てろ。リフトリング。やれやれ、行くぞ。ジリエル。
君を殺してみせよう。
バーニングフルフィンガー。
行くぞ、ほら。
アンチサーチ。さあ、絶望してくれるなよ。
So, Tatakauka. Brave battles in Bleach Brave Souls, which are the best unit, which is the meta. What is the meta? Let's explain, let's start to explain what is the meta in Bleach Brave Souls. The previous one and the most clear meta was the invincibility. For example, Jugram, Tsukishima and Yama, that are the units that have invincibility in PvP, and this means that you not make damage during some seconds. No damage, no receive any damage. Just in the case that the unit have pierce invincibility, destroy, nullify invincibility in PvP. That was the next skill. Maybe this skill can be considered as meta, but the real meta was the invincibility, because the invincibility was switching the whole PvP system. The previous all PvP system was completely destroyed for the invincibility, because on past, before the invincibility, you was able to use max defense build, max attack build, in some case max spiritual pressure build, and different kinds of build and units with good skills and bad skills. But with invincibility, all of this was completely useless at the start of the battle, and max damage with invincibility was super crazy. For example, the SP units versus the invincibility units was completely useless and are completely useless, because the SP units with defense no work, and versus invincibility, the way to counter invincibility is with defense. You resist the invincibility, the seconds of the invincibility, and then with max defense you destroy the invincibility in the case that no have defense. Because if you have max defense, your attack is good, and then the other unit with only attack and no defense not gonna make you damage if you are a rock, if you have max defense, and you're gonna destroy. And this is the reason why the defense is so good on PvP. If we speak about meta, we can speak about meta skills as invincibility, as pierce invincibility, as pierce last ditch, because exists pierce last ditch survival also. Last ditch was very annoying, and another way to counter invincibility, you die, you wake up with last ditch, you die again, you wake up with last ditch, and once the 10 seconds passed, Tokinada on other units, super high nat unit and super high DPS damage, just destroy the invincibility unit that no have defense normally, just have attack to destroy during the invincibility period time. But then this was destroyed with the pierce invincibility units as Kenpachi, as Kuriyashiki, that just ignore, destroy, nullify the invincibility and kill the units as nothing. Then the invincibility was few useless, because the pierce invincibility unit was destroying so much, and the defense meta wins power, because if you have a lot of defense, you resist so much. The only units that can destroy you is the max attack units 5 or a 5. Then the defense meta was so powerful versus invincibility, and later also versus breaking, nullifying invincibility. And also appears Kuriyashiki and Yhwach, nowadays also chat, that have the half stamina, increase damage taken. When you have the half stamina or less, increase your damage taken, reduce the damage taken more. This means better for the defense build, increase more the reduction damage of the defense build. It's crazy. I mean, the defense build, the defense meta, it's one of the best status nowadays, but we have other ones. Which are these other ones? Let's discover and let's speak about it. Then once we know that the defense status is super OP, if you have the max defense, it's one of the best builds in game. Also Also we have the max attack. Nowadays the units that have pierce invincibility and preventless ditch have a lot of damage, flurry +2, and if you have max attack the damage is fucking insane. Just make few nuts and destroy a lot of teams. The only units that can resist you is the max defense units, 5/5, the rocks, the ultra tankies units, but the max attack is super OP and a lot of times can destroy with time. Depends on the soul bomb and other stuff, but super high nut, 5/5 high nut, it's crazy man, it's really destroying a lot. In my opinion is the best meta nowadays after chat and Yhwach, but we will speak about it at the end, at the very end, after I speak all the metas, all the patterns and all the best stuff on PvP. But yeah, in my opinion, the max attack is the best nowadays. Keep on mind that it's very important, the attack build, the attack status meta or build, and also the defense one needs boost on your team, and booster, if can be booster better, because booster increase more the defense and the attack. I mean, it's so much important, boost and booster in that case, because increase your defense, increase your attack means more damage and means more resistance. And it's so much important. If you play that kind of strategies without, you're gonna be easy big team. You're gonna be easy to defeat versus the other teams that have boost. Keep in mind that it's very important. Boost and booster if you can, because it's better, more status. And then the last one, the last best build or best way to play PvP, best units that are super useful, it's SP. Nowadays the SP gonna be interesting again, because no only invincibility, we have units that break invincibility, 4 units that destroy it, Yhwach, Chat, Kuriyashiki and Zaraki. Then the invincibility units are able to be defeated with other units, and these units that destroy the invincibility, as Zaraki, Kuriyashiki, Chat and Yhwach, no have invincibility. This means that with ultra high SP damage units as Aizen, as Ichigo, as Uryu, that also it's no affiliation killer and it's a speed versus Chat gonna be interesting, as Kenpachi, Zaraki, the Safri one to destroy Kuriyashiki, units with frenzy +2 with high damage that really make a strong and destroy half of the quest. Then these units can make a strong and can take half bar or more than half bar, a lot of damage from your enemies. It's really interesting, this SP build. Aizen is one of the best units because it's Captain Killer and Soul Reaper Killer, can destroy Kuriyashiki, can destroy Zaraki. It's really amazing. Double Killer, Vortex Beam, boom, bye bye Zaraki, bye bye Kenpachis. Then this spiritual pressure build can be applied to other units, not only to Aizen, but Aizen is the best one for the double killer stuff. But Ichigo have insane damage, the new 1000-year Blood Warfare Ichigo can be interesting to use as this build, and Uryu have a lot of damage. I mean, the best SP units in game can be used on this build, on this strategy versus the units that don't have invincibility. If you use this strategy versus Jugram, Tsukishima or Yama that have invincibility, gonna be completely useless, muda, completely. I mean, Aizen, Ichigo can destroy Yhwach with a lot of spiritual pressure and a lot of damage, but cannot do anything versus Jugram or versus Tsukishima. And Yhwach at the same time can destroy Jugram or Tsukishima as nothing, piercing the invincibility. It's super funny. Then, what this means as a summary, that nowadays the PvP meta is not one that is the best and is done. Exist different units, exist different strategies that can be pretty interesting to defeat different teams. Then depending on the different team that you're gonna find, one strategy or the other strategy gonna be better. And this is making very interesting. But it's obvious that some units are clearly better than other units. Yhwach is the best unit, but Yhwach can be defeated for some other units, for the SP strategy and other kind of units. It's pretty interesting, but let's see now the patterns of the tier list, the best units, and which is the reason why this unit is better than the other unit. Then let's understand the patterns of the tier list and learn the best units in PvP and the reason why. But I wish to make this introduction about the 3 different builds, the 3 different strategies or teams or builds that you can use on your character. Also, if you wish to learn more about it, about the best builds, the best accessories, the best links to put on your PvP characters, I recommend to check the PvP guide that I did it, the completely full guide, how to play the defense build, how to play the attack build. It's really interesting, the best links, the best accessories, etc. Then if you wish to check it, information gonna be on the description, gonna be also on the cards. Remember that more information is here. Also, if you wish to see the 3 different builds in action, I mean, how are these builds, how work these builds, which are the best accessories, the best links, the best bonus abilities, all about these 3 different strategies, these 3 different builds, the attack, the SP and the defense. I'm gonna do a video review about it, a showcase about these 3 builds, these 3 teams, sharing and showing, as I told you, the accessories, the builds, the bonus abilities, the links, etc. Keep tuned for the channel about it, because it's very interesting. Nowadays the PvP is interesting, we have different strategies, and this means that it's an interesting show, and I'm gonna share this show with you. But now today let's see which are the best units, and let's understand the patterns of this tier list, why one unit is better than the other one in this tier list. Let's go, let's start the show. Now let's start for the tier list, for the patterns and the best units. Yukuzo sa tatakaoka! It's time for the BANKAI Yukuzo! Before to discover the best units for each build, for each strategy, SP, attack and defense, remember that the NAT units, the units that work with attack and with damage reduction, are able to play the defense and the attack strategy. And the units that are SP based units, the spiritual pressure units that use the strong attacks to make the damage, are for the spiritual pressure strategy. Normally in PvP, a lot of units are useful for the defense and for the attack strategy, but for SP units need units that have insane damage and then need to be super powerful. I mean, keep on mind that there are different units and different strats. Mainly the units on the tier list gonna be NAT units, units that use attack and damage reduction, attack and defense. And before to start the breakdown of the tier list and see unit by unit and why which is better than the other for different skills, status, etc., remember the patterns. The patterns are so much important on every tier list to understand exactly how it works. And then this tier list is made for 5 out of 5 units, the max damage, the max power units in game, the max damage that you can reach in Bleach Brave Souls. Then all of those units in the tier list are positioned here 5 out of 5. Can be max attack, can be max defense, can be max spiritual pressure, what you wish. Depending on the situation, depending on the team, as we speak before, depending on the situation, you're gonna switch different units, bonus abilities, builds, teams, etc. But all units on the tier list, it's 5 out of 5. It's 5 out of 5 max status units tier list. Remember, PvP, Brave Battles, 5 out of 5 units tier list. And also the second pattern that is so much important is that every tier list is fucking personal opinion. I mean, I am Bleach Brave Souls player for more than 5 years, I love this game, I played this game a lot, I have a lot of information in my mind, a lot of experience, played PvP so much. I really not love PvP, I prefer other parts of the game as the speedrun, as the guild quest, yeah, cannot be true, but I mean PvP is not my favorite part in the game, but I played a lot and I really like how PvP is being nowadays, it's funny. It's just that I prefer to invest my time on other parts. But as I told you, personal opinion. I mean, I just made it my best research, compared the units, searched different videos, made it a good edit, a good montage with here the units, with the ideas, putting one after each other, and I hope that you're gonna enjoy it. It's just as this, personal opinion, because every tier list, it's the opinion of the human that created. And my opinion, the Tuki Bankai opinion and experience, is here, boys. Let's do the Bankai and let's break down the tier list. We have the pattern, remember, 5 out of 5 units and Tuki Bankai experience. Let's go, start the show, break down Bankai! The best of the best units in game. Literally the best unit in game is Yhwach, at least on my opinion, and the reason is simple. Why Yhwach is better than Chat? Because Yhwach have the Pierce invincibility and Chat no. I mean, the new Chat is very powerful, gonna be a rock, it's a booster, it's a super interesting unit with a lot of damage, but Yhwach have the double frenzy, have a lot of damage, have the good skills for PvP, have also extra skill that it's only for Yhwach unique, that when kill an enemy wins a status. Also have the prevent last ditch, same as Chat, and prevent invincibility. I mean, Yhwach is useful versus invincibility teams, and Chat can be useful versus invincibility, but as a defense unit. As I told you, the way to play versus invincibility is with defense. This Chat gonna be a very good defense unit, but with attack stuff, probably gonna be defeated and can be defeated for 5 out of 5 units with invincibility, as Tsukishima for example, that it's the speed and have the attribute advantage. Also a killer of Chat, it's interesting because have Captain Killer and Stand Writer Killer, it's pretty interesting, can destroy Yama, Jugram, Asking, a lot of captains, as Kuryu Ishiki, that also is technique. I mean, Chat is a super interesting unit, max defense gonna be fucking insane, and on attack way gonna be super interesting too, but no have the prevent invincibility. Then I guess that Yhwach still the god, the king of PvP in Bleach Brave Souls. But as I told you, we have different strategies, cause Yhwach and Chat no have invincibility, and then Aizen and other units with SP can destroy the face in a second. It's pretty interesting how it's being nowadays, the PvP in Bleach Brave Souls. Then maybe Aizen, the Kami-sama 6th anniversary Galaxy Flies, and is the best unit PvP in game? No. I think that no, because the invincibility unit as Jugram, Tsukishima or Yama can destroy it very good, that Aizen and that SP. It's as I told you, different builds, different strategy, different conditions, and this is making funny. Then the next best units is Kuroyashiki and Zaraki, the two Kenpachis that have pierced the invincibility, also have flurry +2, have a lot of damage. Kuroyashiki is crazy, but both are captains, both gonna lose versus Chad. I mean, Chad gonna have a lot of damage, and those units can be defeated for the Chad killer, and Chad is also a rock booster. It's super interesting. Also, these two units are super interesting to put in a team with Chad, because Chad increase the damage when no status element on the enemies. Then Kuroyashiki and Zaraki no inflict any status element, and this is super interesting, because your Chad always gonna have the damage boost, the new skill boost of the 100% extra damage if no status element. I mean, Chad is very powerful, but gonna be better if play in a team with no status, and the best units to play in a team with no status is Kuroyashiki and Zaraki, because also are very good units for PvP, pierce invincibility. It's a very good team, maybe one of the best teams PvP nowadays. But remember that Aizen can destroy Kuroyashiki and Zaraki so much, one strong bye bye. I mean, invincibility and different combos and strategy is gonna be very interesting. Let's see the next best units outside of Yhwach, Chad, the Kuroyashiki and the Zaraki. The three of them have the pierce, invincibility, and also a lot of them have the prevent last ditch survival, that it's super interesting too. Because Aizen and the SP strategy can destroy your captains as Kuroyashiki and Zaraki, but if you have last ditch survival, you're gonna wake up, because Aizen no have prevent last ditch. Then this prevent last ditch skill is very interesting, and Chad have it. I mean, Chad is a very good PvP unit, for real. And the SP units are so useful to defeat those units, but as I told you, different strategies, different ideas. The prevent last ditch, the pierce last ditch survival, the prevent invincibility, pierce invincibility, it's super interesting. A very other interesting skills, it's a star barrier and pierce barrier, but those ones are in the bonus abilities. Then with different bonus abilities you can put dodge, you can put pierce barrier, you can put a star barrier, and then this makes more funny and different strategies. But this is more clear. I mean, exist some bonus abilities that are the best ones as pierce barrier, dodge, low stamina damage, last ditch. Exist some of them that are the best, and you just need to switch depending on the enemies that you fight. If you win 100%, if you wish 100% win. And as I told you, if you wish to learn more about the best bonus abilities, you can check the PvP guide that I did it, that's gonna be on the description, to learn more about the best bonus abilities. And also the future video that I'm gonna do about the 3 different strategies, best bonus abilities and builds for each strategy. It's gonna be pretty interesting, guys. Then keep tuned for that super crazy, interesting bonus abilities, builds, videos and strategies and all, and move on, let's go. The invincibility, the 3 best invincibility units, Tsukishima, Jugram and Yhwach. No doubt Tsukishima super interesting because can defeat Chad easier for the attribute. Jugram is super interesting because can defeat Kuroyashiki and it's also an instant writer. And then we have Yhwach. Yhwach is super interesting, but at the same time it's feel bad because it's a captain, and a lot of characters have captain killer. But Yhwach is really so good because have invincibility, and pierce invincibility is so unique. It's one of the best units in game for PvP, but sadly it's a captain, and then it's super easy to destroy with other units, not with SP units because have the invincibility and can resist super good. But yes for Yhwach, yes for Zaraki, yes for Kuroyashiki, yes for Chad, mainly because the 3 units that have pierce invincibility outside of Yhwach have Captain Killer, Zaraki, Kuroyashiki and Yhwach. The 3 destroys Yhwach with 2 nuts, man, it's kind of sad. I mean, the Genryusai is so unique because it's the unique unit with invincibility and pierce invincibility, but at the same time it's captain, and the 3 other units that pierce invincibility destroys Yhwach super easy because 3 are captain killers. It's kind of sad, but it is what it is. Yhwach is still a very good unit. We love you, Genryusai Yamamoto, the fireballs! Then outside of invincibility, we have the other units that are super good. Nut units, super good defense and damage reduction units, as Chad. The speed Chad is super crazy to defeat it. Also Findor, super good damage taken, and a Ranker, it's super annoying, super high defense. Askin is pretty interesting, also have debuff. It's the unique unit with debuff here on the list. It's very interesting, but sadly, his technique and instant writer. Chad will destroy Askin as nothing, man. Also Chad have the pierce barrier because Askin have a star barrier, but Chad have pierce barrier, gonna make 2 nuts versus this Askin. The new Chad gonna destroy it as nothing. But Askin is super interesting if you are not fighting Chad because have the debuff. It's really interesting, super high defense Askin, I love it. And then the last one in the best of the best, it's Oko. Oko is a strange unit, but it's a very interesting PvP unit with the counter damage as Jugram, the balance, that have counter damage. It's a very unique skill. Oko is interesting, and also it's a Soul Reaper, but no have invincibility. It's a few weird unit, but it's an interesting one. Super high defense unit. It's a defense unit, 100% ultra tank. And then the best units, the next category that starts with the spiritual pressure. Some of those units, maybe as Aizen, should be on the best of the best, better than Oko, better than Askin, better than the old chat, maybe. It's just personal opinion, but remember that those units are incredible, amazing for the spiritual pressure strategy, can defeat Yhwach, can defeat a lot of units as nothing Aizen, 2 strongs, bye bye team. But 5 out of 5, max damage Aizen with pierce barrier, with dodge, with maximum. I mean, it's a perfect Aizen with maximum damage can make and destroy captains as nothing. Then, this spiritual pressure strategy can be followed with other units, not with the damage of Aizen, but with a very good damage, as the new Ichigo. The new Ichigo have insane damage, frenzy +2, crazy stuff. Uryu can be interesting to defeat Chat for the attribute, to defeat Yhwach, because he's no affiliation killer, as also Ichigo. Both are no affiliation killer, and it's interesting because a few units are no affiliation killer, and one of the best points of Yhwach, outside of all the skills that he have, is that he's no affiliation, and then few characters have killer versus Yhwach. Then the other very good SP units is Zaraki, the Safui Zaraki that destroys Kuriyashiki with the frenzy +2 and the attribute and the killer, it's amazing. Also the element reversal, poise, it's a very good unit to use the SP strategy, have a lot of damage. And Mamaretsu have a good beam, normally not gonna use the third strong at the start, but the beam is super interesting and have a lot of damage. If you use in the correct way, gonna be very good. But sadly Retsu, the killer is not good because it's hollow, and also the attribute is not the best, because we not have so much speed ultra OP units. It's just Tsukishima, and Tsukishima have invincibility. I mean, Retsu is interesting, but the other SP units are more interesting for sure. And those are the assassins, the best SP units to destroy. We have other units, very good, as Yama and Ichigo, that gonna be lower on the tier list, because no have frenzy +2 and need the SP up. Then the SP up is not always here, it's not all hits, as Aizen, just gonna homing vortex and bye bye all. Yama have a lot of damage, but few less than Aizen, because the frenzy +2 and the damage of Aizen, Ichigo and Uryu it's always here, and the other one depends on the SP up. Then imagine that your enemy have weakened resistance or burn resistance or some kind of resistance, the SP up can be harder. I mean, are very interesting units, but on my opinion, the frenzy units are easier to make bigger damage on the SP strategy. For that reason are better, higher on the tier list. Then the next units are the max defense units, the rocks, as Yami it's ultra damage taken, it's super crazy. The Grimjaw, horra! You can fear your own wall Grimjaw, super damage taken and very interesting unit with good killer. Also Stark, it's few weird the killer, but Stark have a lot of defense and damage taken. Riruka, very good attribute, very good affiliation. Riruka really is so sexy and resist a lot, man, it's very interesting the human affiliation. For that reason the new chat is very OP for the human affiliation too. Then the next one is the Zaraki Believ, the Lolipachi, very powerful too, super interesting, not unit damage taken, but sadly it's a captain, it's easy to destroy for a lot of units. Next one is Ichibe, it's super interesting too, no have a vortex as Zaraki that have a vortex, but Ichibe have the barrier, pierce barrier. Ichibe is pretty interesting unit and it's a squad 0, it's not a captain, can be more interesting in some case. It's just that the killer of Ichibe is so useless, man, because it's a Spada killer. Spada killer was interesting on past to defeat Neutra, but how much espadas you see here on the tier list? Grimjaw, I mean, the killer of Ichibe is not very good, sadly. Pray for a new Ichimonji, Kurome Ribam! Let's go, 1000 Years World Warfare Hyper Love. Next one is Neutra, Ichibe born to defeat Neutra, the Santa Teresa Neutra is here. It's a very good unit, but sadly no have Enchanter, have normal boost, that then it's 10 seconds boost, and gonna nullify the other boost. I mean, imagine that you play Yhwach, that it's booster, or chat, or any other unit that have boost with Enchanter. Doesn't need to be booster. Any Enchanter unit have 20 seconds on the boost, and Neutra no Enchanter means that if your unit with Enchanter use the boost, 20 seconds of boost, but Neutra use later, gonna cancel the previous one and just gonna be 10 seconds of boost. If the battle is not longer than 10 seconds, good, but if it's a defense battle and it's a super long battle, these 10 extra seconds of Enchanter are very interesting. For that reason, Neutra is few weird nowadays. Wait for a resurrection and Enchanter on Neutra and the Santa Teresa gonna destroy again, let's go. The next one is Ikkaku. Ikkaku have Enchanter and it's a good unit because it's damage taken, can survive, good defense, etc. Then we reach the SP units that I was telling you before. Yhwach and the 7th anniversary Ichigo are very good SP units with SP up and all, homing vortex, if you are lucky, because need to be few lucky, but making a lot of damage are very good units to make the SP strategy and destroy. And the next group is the Nat Assassins group, are units with super high Nat that are able to destroy your units but in ranged way and in the way that you don't have invincibility. I mean, have high Nat but at the same time are very paper, are easy to defeat because no have defense. Then that unit can be interesting. Normally it works with last ditch, but nowadays the last ditch prevent on the lot of units. I mean, it's not easy to use that units, but are very interesting and defeat a lot of units if you high Nat with super high damage. Also some of them can be interesting on defense build, but less interesting than the damage taken units, because those units, a lot of them are Nat soul trait, then it's more Nat, it's more attack damage, more DPS than damage taken, than resistance, than defense. The New Year Rukia that also have element reversal, very interesting. The Shuhei Champagne Showers, the White Day Shuhei inflict a slow randomly, very interesting. A slow it's annoying status, because few units have a slow resistance. Then Kagerosa it's making a lot of damage and it's also no affiliation killer, can be interesting to defeat Yhwach with 2 or 3 Nats. Then Ulquiorra it's crazy, the Cacao Society, if get the attack up it's fucking insane. Nelliel Arena also it's a very good Nat unit, have a lot of damage. And Aizen Kamisama, the 1000-year-old Warfare Aizen, the damage is fucking insane, man. But Aizen is a Soul Reaper. I mean, it's not the best affiliation. Then the next one is Masaki, that have the barrier, same as Aizen, that have multi-barrier, but Aizen have the SP up. Masaki is very good, and the affiliation is better, because it's human and Quincy. Masaki have a lot of damage, not inflicts a status as Aizen, no SP up, but the damage is very good, and the affiliation very good. Aizen is a pretty interesting unit, and all of these Nat units are pretty interesting, that you can hit so much and so hard, but if the units have invincibility, gonna be very hard. Maybe in defense stuff, I mean, are complicated units to use it, can die easy and can work too, if you use on the correct way. Then move to the excellent ones, that we have some units that follows the same strategy as the Bichi Momo Swim Suite, also no affiliation killer, can destroy some Yhwach. Orihime that it's a human and very good Nat with boost too, same as Momo. Then we have Jushiro, multi-barrier and boost, also making super good damage, the Jushiro, the assassin Nat job. And Tokinada, that is one of the best units for this job, cause boost and have a lot of damage. Sadly no poise, but it's very good, and it's the unit that create this job, create this strategy, as just last ditch, rise up, pam 2 Nats, bye team. We love you, team Tokinada-sama and Rakyoten. Next one, Moe, BL, Nel are units that can be very annoying and can resist, can make damage, can work in attack strategy, in defense strategy. Nelliel and Bastolor the Ichigo are moving around, and Moe is a very annoying unit for the skills that have. And then the next one are 2 ranged units that can be interesting, making good damage and resistant. Then Gin, it's gonna make good damage, but it's also paper at the same time, can make the assassin job, but can die easily. And Riruka have a very good affiliation and have good damage, also it's Quincy killer, can be interesting to defeat some enemies, to make the Nat job as we was checking before on Masaki, Aizen, etc. And to finish this group we have the Kisuke Spirits Are Forever With You Beyond Bankai and Uryu, 2 spiritual pressure units. Kisuke can work as SP unit if you don't have any other better unit, cause have a homing vortex and have the SP up. Also have annoying status element as lacerate and paralysis, but Kisuke is not the best SP unit to make the job. The frenzy units as Aizen are better, the Yama and Ichigo are better, have more damage, but Kisuke is still interesting, also have the immunity of all status element. And then we reach Uryu have element reversal, have a very interesting affiliation as human and Quincy. Uryu is a pretty interesting unit for real max defense. Uryu is super annoying with the element reversal, heal also on the special move. I mean, a lot of Uryus create me trauma on past fighting versus Uryu, never defeating Uryu, healing. Uryu is very annoying for the element reversal, can be interesting if you bring a max defense Uryu. And then let's move to the last units, to the very good and acceptable units, the last groups. Ikuso, last Bankai, baby! Bankai! On that last groups we have a lot of units to make different strategies. Abirama, Rose and Ginjo to make the Nata strategy, ranged strategy. Nelliel, that it's a good unit to make defense strategy or melee strategy. I mean, Nelliel is very resistant. Then Kira, Tosen, Jinrei, Kiryu, Senbon Sakura, all of them are ranged. It can be interesting as a ranged units to make Nat, to make defense, resistance. Then Shinji have a booster, it's a melee unit, not the best killer for PvP, but it's an interesting unit with booster. Soifon Safui, the Beyond Bankai Soifon multi-barrier. It's no affiliation killer, maybe can be interesting to defeat Yhwach, but it's a captain, can be defeated very easy. And then the next ones, it's the Spirit Society chat, Yoruichi, that are 2 nat units, boost units, interesting units, chat more because it's a human, but are not melee units, I mean are not the best for PvP, not soul trade. Then the next one is Ulquior Arena, it's a spiritual pressure unit that have Pierce Barrier, one of the few units with Pierce Barrier inside. Then you can put other bonus ability, can be few useful on the spiritual pressure strategy, not the best but can be few interesting. Also randomly inflicts weaken, weaken is not the best status in PvP, but maybe defense Ulquiorra can be interesting too. The next one are the typical nat units, melee units with poise and all the stuff. Some of them are captain, that this is annoying, as Yama, Amagai and Retsu. Retsu also heal, Amagai and Yama have good damage, all of them captain killer. Interesting unit, but at the same time, captain affiliation is not the best nowadays. Then, Lily Netto is an interesting unit, cause heal, it's ranged, it's an arranker, it's a very interesting unit to be annoying, max defense unit. And we have other units here, melee, as Yoruichi, as White Ichigo, as Gio, as Tatsuki. Can be interesting units on defense build, maybe White Ichigo can be interesting on damage build to defeat Yhwach as no affiliation killer. I mean, are not units, poise units are interesting units that can make damage on attack or defense strategy. And then on the last groups, on the good groups, we have really old units and units that are not so good nowadays. But let's go, Ulquiorra can be interesting on defense stuff, because Ulquiorra resist a lot and also have poise, barrier, boost. It's not the best unit, but can be interesting resistance on defense. For SP strategy, not gonna work at Ulquiorra, it's mainly for defense being annoying. Same as Yoruichi and Shinji, I do that Yoruichi and Shinji can work on SP build, maybe Yoruichi if you are lucky on the SP app, but the killer is not the best, and also are units that are very paper. But yeah, those units are powerful and also have element reversal, are very interesting if you bring on defense build, defense strategy, same as the previous 1000 Years Blood Warfare Uryu, with element reversal are very interesting, because if you receive anything, you turn to the other team and it's pretty interesting. Then the Byakuya First Battle, the Old Nelly El Parasol, Kugaku Sexy Society, Kenpachi, Can Fear Your Own World, those units are melee units that can be useful, Byakuya the best of them, Nelly El inflicts paralysis, can be interesting units on attack strategy, on defense strategy, if you don't have anything better, but as we check it, we have a lot of units that are better nowadays. Then Kira, the Machine Society Kira can be few interesting cause heal and it's ranged unit, but it's few weird, need a resurrection with no poise. Then the Aizen, Sexy Aizen, White Day, Espada Killer, not so useful, but yeah, can be interesting, it's making good damage. So if 1000 Year Blood Warfare, boost, Vortex, nat unit, good damage, can be interesting. And at the end of this group, Dordoni, because no have poise. It's interesting, Captain Killer, but no have poise, man, why the Ninio no have poise, what the fuck? And then on the last group we have trash units that are not so useful nowadays on PvP, but can be acceptable if you don't have other units as the OG Neutra, that can be interesting, it's making good damage and have the skills of the melee unit. The Ichigo, this Ichigo heal and in defense stuff can be interesting, but I mean, it's few weird, man, this Ichigo is very bad, it's not gonna make damage, gonna resist a lot, but few damage. Same as Yhwach, the old Yhwach can resist a lot, can take the Soul Bomb and make something with the Soul Bomb, but it's mainly defense and resist. Maybe with the Resurrection in future can be interesting, this Yhwach. Then we have two Zarakis, the OG Zaraki and the Arena Zaraki. Are units that can be acceptable, but tons of units are better, but they are melee units with poise, good damage, etc. Better than Oetsu, that Oetsu and Imaya have a lot of damage but no have poise. This is so weird, man, I'm very excited for the resurrection of Oetsu to win poise and more damage, man. Oetsu was so good on past, not on PvP, in PvE and other stuff. In PvP it was good in some point, but the no poise is really killing Oetsu on PvP. Then we have the Kisuke, the first battle Kisuke, ranged, good damage, barrier, but no poise again, man, what the fuck. Tensei Zangetsu, it's an interesting unit because have a vortex, because have good damage with poise and all. After resurrection it's an interesting unit, but Oetsu boost I consider better. Then we have Shuren, good affiliation, nothing more, just affiliation to resist. And Komamura is a captain, gonna die as nothing, but Sajin have good damage, it's an interesting unit. And at the very end Ryuken, because Ryuken can be a rock if you make max defense. But yeah, I mean, these last units can be replaced for another units. Maybe 1000 Year Blood Warfare Sajin after resurrection can be better than some of the units. I mean, those last line can be replaced for other units. If you feel that some units is better, I just check it on my opinion, which are the best NAD units and the best units that can be more interesting on PvP, better than the other units that just are outside of the tier list. But remember that the best units are those. This is just the last one, the acceptable units, if you don't have nothing better, baby. And finally, victory is ours! Yes, another victory, another tier list, baby. Was feel long again, cause I wish to explain a lot of stuff, and I still need to do the video to show the best builds, the best bonus abilities, and the best accessories and links and all, for the different 3 strategies. Keep tuned for it. And also I'm gonna do a short version of the tier list, a very short version, a summary or something. Because I'm tired to make these super long videos. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of madness, it's a lot of stuff, and I really wish to share as a summary, as something really short for the people that not have 30 or 20 minutes. By the way, I hope that you enjoyed the tier list, guys. It was a very funny experience, another victory. The meta is changing, the PvP in Bleach Brave Souls, it's being very interesting nowadays, for real. The chat is switching something and something is switching. The new era of Bleach Brave Souls, it's coming, guys. I mean, the new era gonna come PvP stuff as this chat and other units. I duped that we're gonna get a unit that's gonna beat Yhwach soon. Probably the next unit, if it's soon, not gonna beat Yhwach, as Oko that not beat no one. Oko, it's just as a joke. I mean, chat is very good. Chat can defeat a lot of units, but not Yhwach, at least in my opinion, for the reason that I told you. Simple, Yhwach have the Pierce, and chat sadly no have the Pierce invincibility. But yeah, I mean, it's very funny, the PvP is being interesting. I hope that the PvP lovers keep enjoying the PvP stuff and the Bleach Brave Souls experience, the 1000-year Blood Warfare and all the stuff. And I'm excited for the future units. We can get very interesting future units, maybe with Pierce Last Ditch, maybe with new skills, maybe with Pierce other stuff, maybe with Invincibility and Pierce Invincibility and Pierce Last Ditch and Pierce everything. We will see what's gonna happen, what gonna do Caleb, what gonna happen in Bleach Brave Souls, Brave Battles PvP. Hope that you enjoyed the tier list, guys. Remember to smash the like, subscribe the channel if you enjoyed the information, the tips and the Brave Battle stuff. Keep tuned for more videos for the short version of the tier list and for the best builds and strategies, attack, defense and SP. Hope that you enjoyed it, guys. Take care, have a good day, and let's do a good Bankai to finish the show. Yes, one more Bankai, come on, to finish this victory, this show, this madness, this ding dong. Take us all as Morita-san, 3, 2, 1, Seno, and a scream Bankai, come on. 3, 2, 1, Seno, Bankai Bye Bye!
Bye bye!